Traps. There are a fair sum of them, and in a game like Piggy, there are good ones and there are bad ones. In today's video, I'll be taking the two traps widely considered to be the best traps in the game, and comparing them to see which one is better. But first, it's shameless plug time. I'm on the road to 10k subs, and every last one counts. After all, it's the support I get from you that allows me to continue my YouTube career. But with that one out of the way, how will I be determining which trap is better? I will compare them by using these 5 categories, then I'll score all 5 categories on a scale of 1 through 10. After that, I'll take all scores and add them up, and compare which one has a higher score. Finally, I'll play a couple rounds with each trap against my friend, and ultimately determine the verdict of which one I think is better. With that said, let's get started with the black hole trap. The black hole trap will cost you 215 Piggy tokens to purchase. It is a part of the group of traps that will always be on sale, making it accessible to all players who feel like grinding the tokens. It will also take you 8 energy to place one, making it pretty expensive, but it's understandable as the trap is pretty OP. The black hole trap is a slightly smaller, darker colored version of the default trap. This gives it pretty good camouflage in basically every map. The only maps I think this trap stands out in are Metro, Carnival, and kind of School. Really depends. I'm not including Book 2 maps, as I don't play them, so I have no valuable opinions. The black hole trap will pull all nearby players into it. If the player jumps, they'll be flung into it with practically no hope of escape. This makes it pretty good for doorways and smaller hallways. It also works really well for clutching. It's also really strong compared to some avatars such as the woman and mini stud avatars. However, avatars can be one of this trap's biggest weaknesses. The black hole trap is an avatar-based trap. This means some avatars are weak to it, and some are fine. And then some are practically immune to it. Avatars such as R15 and the triple-headed trouble are basically immune to it as it has little to no pull effect on them. This makes getting around it very easy and limits clutching power. The black hole trap has a few details that are fairly important that I should mention. For example, it can hold players through walls and floors, allowing Piggy to kill them without ever wasting this trap. This does only work on some avatars, but it's still super OP. The black hole trap can also be used to block off areas of a map, such as the tower and forest. All you have to do is jump off the tower and place one, and now no one can get in unless they have the right avatar type. Finally, you can combine the black hole trap with a tombstone, making it a death trap. This is, again, super OP, and is 100% guaranteed way to kill somebody. Unless they have a decoy. But what is the black hole trap up against? How could one be better? I'll tell you. The OG Snowman Piggy trap was a limited time trap you would obtain by building a snowman in the winter holiday chapter. However, it did come back as an alternative trap in Season 7. Basically, this means no one could get the Snowman Piggy trap. This is a pretty big downside, as it's very OP, and could be considered game-breaking if used correctly. This trap has 0 points for camouflage. There isn't a map I could think of where it would look natural except Book 2 Chapter 11 Camp. All other maps are not snowy enough, or even at all. However, camouflage really doesn't matter for this trap, as it's not supposed to catch players in the traditional way. The Snowman Piggy trap will shoot a snowball at nearby players. This will slow the player down for about 4 seconds. This makes it really good for long areas such as the stairwell and house, or wide halls such as in Plant. This is one of the few traps that is not single use, making it pretty good for catching multiple players. It will despawn eventually, but it takes quite a while. Just like the black hole trap, this thing does have good counters that we'll dive into real quick. For starters, the sprint ability is one of the best counters for this trap. It is fairly cheap to use and is a guaranteed way to basically disable the effects of the trap. Another weakness is if you use the sprint ability right, you can get a sprint glitch that makes you always sprinting. This is a super OP bug that can only be lost by being hit by the trap again or crouching. You also get to keep this glitch if you escape, making it all the more OP. However, just like the black hole trap, this thing also has a few tricks you may not know of. The Snowman trap is capable of blocking off items and safes. This will force the player to use their camera to pick up an item. If done correctly, you could force players to have to stun you in order to get an item. This is pretty OP and one of the main reasons I use the trap. It can also be used to clutch with just like the black hole trap, but unlike the black hole trap, it does not discriminate against some avatars. It equally affects everyone, which can make it more reliable than the black hole trap. Finally, you can make the trap's lifespan infinite if you get it to stun someone well in the last few seconds of its life. This is hard to do, but if done right, then it can be pretty useful. It's time to compare. The black hole trap gets a 6 out of 10 as it's still available, however it is pretty expensive. 9 out of 10 for camouflage, as I think it has one of the best camouflages, if not the best camouflage in the game. 6 out of 10 for abilities, minus 7 points for weaknesses, as the avatar thing is just a little too OP. And finally, I'll give it a 0 for special abilities / facts, as all of its facts are avatar based. I know it does have some useful information, but it's really just a 50-50 trap. This gives the black hole trap a final score of 14. Now let's take a look at the snowman trap, and see how well it did. As for the snowman trap, I'll be giving it a 1 for availability, as it is no longer available. 2 out of 10 for camouflage, 8 out of 10 for abilities. Unlike the black hole trap, it's not avatar based. Minus 4 points for weaknesses, as you can counter sprint pretty easily. Finally, I'll be giving it a 6 out of 10 for special abilities / facts, as it's again not avatar based and actually pretty useful. This gives the snowman trap a score of 13, 1 point less than the black hole trap. No, this is just my opinion. I gathered all of this from the hours upon hours of my life I wasted away playing Piggy. You can disagree or agree if you would like, but anyways, there is still one last test to do before we conclude this video, that being the field test. We are going to test against my dear friend Crazy Chicken and see just how well these traps do. We'll start with the black hole trap first. The first half of this round is mainly me getting energy, so that way I can even place one of these, as you can see. I'll quickly speed this up and get to where the black hole trap actually catches him. I'll let the next 30 seconds play out for you to watch. Oh wait, did you already go back in? Oh my gosh.
No, I didn't. I'm still outside, trust me.
Yep.
No, 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 no. Okay, just wait. Let chicken cook. Oh. That's why it's so good though. I was halfway down the staircase and it pulled me up!
As you can see, in relatively quick timing, I was able to kill Crazy Chicken. The only reason why I didn't kill him sooner is because this trap costs 8 energy. However, since I placed it on a staircase, it was practically a death sentence, but it also proves just how useful this trap could be if used correctly. We're going to review one more round of the black hole trap on Chapter 12 Plant, and then move on to the Mr. Bliss trap. Again, the first half of this round isn't really too important, so we'll just fast forward to where the trap actually manages to do something. I'll let the next 40 seconds play out for you to watch. Oh no. Stay away from him. No! No!
He wasn't working. I was about to start screaming. Bum ba dum bum. Georgie, can you do your job, please? Please do your job.
I don't think Georgie wants to do his job.
Georgie, do your freaking job now. Please, please, do your job. Do your job. Do it. Do your job.
I'm scared to go into first person.
Do your job, sir. Hide. Hide behind it. Oh my lord.
Let's go!
So Georgie is the worst NPC in the game.
As you can see, despite the fact he wasn't actually caught by the trap, it was able to slow him down just enough for my hitbox to collide with his, and make the rest history. This does prove how the black hole trap can be very useful even if it isn't exactly working how it should. However, we still have to compare it to the Mr. Bliss trap. So let's move on to the next. Yep, when to go from the future here, the first round kind of ended like this.
Speed carries me, honestly. Actually, Where did you go?
And I don't think he had time to re-record or something. It's been a while since I actually recorded this. So we're just gonna move on to the plant round. Sorry for this inconvenience.
Oh, shoot. Did I screw myself? Might have. Hold up. Just wait. Yeah, I did. I think so. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This could be bad. No!
In conclusion, I believe that they are both really good for different types of players. They both have their own drawbacks and even limitations, but I'd say it really depends. But if I had to pick between them, I'm almost always going with the Snowman Piggy Trap. It's just less buggy, and let's be honest, I spam place these things in my streams. However, this is just my own opinion, and I personally think it's best to just use them both. As in the great words of Crazy Chicken, they're very situational.
And yeah, that's probably my opinion. They're both equally good, but because they can both be used in different situations.
That's going to be it for today's video. Let me know down in the comments what y'all's opinions are. And as always, I hope you all enjoyed. And I hope to see you all in the next video. But with that said, this has been Wendigo, and I'm gonna go to sleep now.